what are the things you see, you do, and you try to, get to the next level and start selling more for them?
So I'm not quite sure I understand this completely, so I'll poke a little bit around the edges. So are you trying to figure out whether you can sign them, or are you trying to figure out where you add the most value? How can I help?
Yeah, no, just your third process when you're already
Process of
yeah. Let's say you already signed them and you have them and they're on board.
where do I start?
Where do you start?
Or how do I grow them? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it. So first thing I do is I look at the main image of a product. That's the easiest thing to do to fix sales, even more important than trying to change the advertising. And the reason for this is that we've seen some products, and I'm going to demonstrate this a little bit. And we'll try and keep this to make sense for any agency ever. Anytime you're looking at an Amazon listing, or you're trying to go to a product page, or whatever. Sometimes when you look at the main image, you might ask yourself, what is this product? Right now, other categories don't have this problem, but here's an image without any identifiers, right? Most people can tell it's a baking pan, but what the consumer doesn't automatically think to themselves is what they do with it, right? So I once talked to a guy who was selling hummus ice cream. He went to a fair and he was giving out free samples, and person after person would come by and ask him the same question. What do I do with it? And when the eighth person asked him, what do I do with this hummus ice cream? His gasket blew. And he's like, you freaking eat it. Right. But the consumer needs to be told what to do with the item, with what to do with the service sometimes. And so you smack dab adding some cooking baking sheets like this, and all of a sudden you can smell the difference. Right. You're like, oh, I need to buy this so I can bake cookies for my grandkids this weekend, or whatever. Right. Same thing. Here's another one. If I asked you, why would you buy this product on the left? You might tell me because it's yellow. Right. And that's it. That's all you would come up with. But on the product on the right, we fix the image dimensions. We say, oh, this is for kids between 6 and 12. It's a kids constitution journal, continuation rather. And then you can see inside of it, and it's not just white blank pages. It's, you can see some kid friendly things, right? This just changing the main image with nothing else on the account tripled the sales. And I can't emphasize enough, like the CTR, click-through rate, one of the most important things you could ever fix on an account. So after we fix the main image and whatnot, and there's lots of different examples we have here on how we do that. And
yeah, I saw your smudge sticks also.
Yeah. So after we do that, then we might look at some data and history, right? So if I go over to one of my products, right, and let's go to my Macho soaps, and we'd look at the history. We'd use some tools to see like what's going on with the history of the account, what's going on with the products. You can use Helium 10, for example, to get a chart like this. Oh, you launched this product in December 1st of 2022, and it immediately was a hit, and it went into the top 15,000, and basically it's been pretty stable, and this product's been good. Oh, what happened here? Why'd the price go down to $8? I might ask a few questions. Or, oh, why? Did the product go out of stock there? I don't see any green things. Do you ever have issues with your inventory? I might ask the client or the brand. And we pick up on some data, things like this. Then after that, we'd probably go over to their brand analytics. Let's see if this loads correctly. I just clicked a bookmark. And we'd go over to and we'll grab the ASIN. We'll look at this exact product. Then we'd go over to the ASIN view and grab weekly data. So we'll just go to the last week, right? And we go in here and look at the data and say, oh, wow, there's a lot of crossover to Dr. Squatch. Do we have advertising on these competitor terms? And obviously we do. And we go down this list and see, okay, so it's natural soap. What's our market share on natural soap or men's natural soap? We'll stick to men's just for fun here. So I have a 1.6% rounded up impression share on the term men natural soap. But when somebody sees my product, 40% of them click it. Wow, that's a pretty high number. Maybe I should spend more money on men's natural soap based on this data. And then you go through this data here and add to cart percentage and ASIN share. Well, my percentages are going up. 2.3% of all people add my product to cart, but I was only getting 1% of the clicks. And then, you scroll all the way to the right here and, oh my gosh, my purchase rate is even double that, right? I'm looking at, 4 or 5% numbers now. So we would know, based on looking at this product in less than 2 minutes, that men's natural soap is a very important keyword for the listing. Sure. So let's go back to the listing. Do we have the term men's natural soap anywhere on the listing? And the answer to that is no. So maybe we should add it, right? We go back to the title here, and then we start reworking titles. Cold press artisan natural soap for gift set. So we have an indirect match, but we actually we have this for women right there, right? But when we look at the brand analytics, it's a men's product. It's even called Macho Soap. So how in the world does this product have the word women in it? Okay, cool. Well, as embarrassing it is to showcase this, it's kind of fun at the same time, right? So then we'd go quickly back into the back end of this, and we'd start working at editing the product, and we'd say, cool, well, it's obvious this is for men's. That's what the data says, and we start changing it. We update the search terms, and you notice I've got some Spanish here and some other cool things we got going on. Product name. So it's definitely not for women, right? Women could buy it, sure, don't get me wrong. But Age Sage, moisturizing, cold process, artisan natural soap. So artisan men's natural soap bar. Is that the exact match? So the exact match was, again, I feel like I closed the data on this for some reason. But in any case, let's go back to brand analytics, and we'll take a quick look at it again. Go to the ASIN view, type it in. Last week, right? And the exact match we were going for was men's natural soap. So if we look at the title here and we rework it, let's see, where were we? Men's natural soap's the keyword we're going to try and fix. So men's natural soap. So now we got a phrase match, right? We got the word bar in between it. So I'm going to remove the word bar and make it an exact match. Men's natural soap, bar, gift set. And boom, I got it. Now, I may have undone another exact match that I was focused on previously, but that's okay, because this week right now, brand analytics says that's my 8th most important keyword. 400 search volume, don't get me wrong, but men's bar soap, 1,400 right there. We're getting some good crossover. And then I would come down and save it. And then I would then go and I take the search query analytics and I would put that into advertising. I would make sure that we got exact matches on the listing. I would look at the design. I would try and fix it. And I would work on the core, right? So if we go over to my service page, so myamazonguy.com/FFs, if, full service, what that stands for, you can get a quick gander of kind of where we focus. So if we had to focus everything down to 2 things, it's create traffic, improve conversion rates. And then you could break that down even further. Under traffic, you've got paid ads and SEO. And under conversion, you've got anything that requires to manage the platform and the brand content and design. And so you could break those things down. And if you want to go down even further, you could go down even further. And you got merchandising and catalog troubleshooting and auditing and shipping plans and all kinds of different things that you could go and do for a brand. So that's my process. And you start at the top of the products. The highest sellers always work on those first. Correct. And then work your way down. And your job as an agency or as a consultant is to deliver nonstop value.